Greg Glover in for David Carroll.
He's on assignment. I'm Cindy Sexton. We begin with breaking news. Chattanooga police are investigating a crash involving a school bus that had elementary school students on board.
It happened at 313 Talley Road around 20 minutes after 3 o'clock this afternoon. The bus is from Woodmore Elementary. That school is just about 3 miles from the crash site. Channel 3 Eyewitness News anchor David Carroll is there at the scene. He begins our team coverage. David.
Greg and Cindy, thank you. And we are bracing for what could be some tragic news. Everybody's sort of bracing for the worst here. We've witnessed an incredible presence of police vehicles, emergency rescue units, ambulances, a disaster response team. It's all happening here near the intersection of Talley and Howard in the Brainerd area. As you mentioned, the bus crash happened about an hour and 40 minutes ago, and many parents are nervously, anxiously awaiting news about their children. We have seen some of the children who are on the bus come forward, and they're okay and they're scratched up, but they tell us that some of their friends are yet to be accounted for. Kelly McCarthy joins me here at the scene, and Kelly has talked to one of the young students who was on that bus.
David, one of the boys was being walked out with his mother, and he only was wearing one shoe. He said his shoe got knocked off in the crash, and he said some of his friends were still on the bus before he was able to get off. His injuries were very minor. He had a bump on his head. He was bleeding a little bit, but his mother was saying that she's now taking him to get checked out as a precaution, but they're still not sure what's going on with the rest of the children on the bus who still could not be rescued at this time. I believe we do have some sound from that little boy, if we can play it now. Well, I'm being told we don't have the sound right now, but hopefully we can get that for you. He's just 8 years old. His name is Darian, and he said that two of his friends were still on the bus, and they were themselves just asking a lot of questions. We do know from the few updates we've been getting that it's a very gruesome looking scene. The bus turned over, flipped on its side, and it's wedged in between at least one or two trees, and it might even be bumping into a home from the picture we've been seeing. We are expecting to get more details soon. We're told that there will be a press briefing at about 5 o'clock, so we're hoping any minute now we'll be given more information by law enforcement. But I can tell you I've seen District Attorney Neil Pinkston, Police Chief Fred Fletcher, Acting Superintendent Dr. Kirk Kelly, CPD chaplains, all rushing and running into the crash scene. So we are expecting some very serious updates soon.
And we can also tell you that pretty much the entire Hamilton County School Central Office staff is here to both reassure and help as far as talking to parents and communicating the situation, as much information as they can give. We've seen the Transportation Supervisor Ben Coulter just moments ago, State Representative Joanne Favors, and we're seeing now some of our Central Office folks, including Dr. Kelly, come forward. We're going to stay here on the scene in hopes that we can get a press briefing or some information from them as they come up here. And there we're seeing County Mayor Jim Coppinger also here. So a lot of people returning from the scene, and so we're expecting some new information any moment now. But we can tell you just by the looks on the faces from some of the people that we have seen come forward here that we are bracing for what could be some tragic news. Needless to say, a lot of parents and children here in this neighborhood near Woodmore Elementary School are very concerned after the news of the bus apparently crashing into a home. And looking behind me here, we're seeing some of the Hamilton County Emergency Management people huddling with the county mayor, as well as the central office staff of Jill Levine, Dr. Kirk Kelly, and several others as they get ready to brief the media on what we've seen here. The scene right outside the staging area includes a couple dozen parents and grandparents, neighbors, all of whom have heard the sirens and seen the lights, and a lot of rumors going around, and hopefully we can get the truth on those stories in just a little bit. This is something that hasn't happened in Hamilton County in recent years, something of this magnitude. We've had some school buses run into a ditch or roll over, that sort of thing. But as far as what appears to be several lives on the line or serious injuries at the very least, that's something that we've been very fortunate over the years here in Hamilton County. So we don't know exactly how bad the news is going to be. We don't know certainly the number. We know that at Erlanger Medical Center that they have taken some young people over there, and we are awaiting word any moment as we see Chattanooga Mayor Andy Burke also on the scene. Also District Attorney General Neil Pinkston, and just moments ago the disaster response bus came through here. So pretty much the Chattanooga law enforcement, education, political, and emergency rescue community all gathered here at the intersection of Howard and Talley in the Brainerd area. And we are awaiting word from these folks any moment now. We see the fire department PIO Bruce Garner, and certainly a lot of very serious and concerned expressions. State Representative Joanne Favors just had an ashen look on her face when she came up and just said it was a bad day. And that pretty much sums up everyone's expression and reaction to what has happened here in this accident involving the Woodmore Elementary School bus. We also have a crew at Erlanger. We'll be covering that part of the story in just a little while. And we have Sarah Sidery on the other side of the accident scene. Needless to say, news cameras are not allowed close to where the bus crashed, but we are awaiting some word from the officials here any moment that can give us some updated information. We're seeing Police Chief Fred Fletcher and various others huddling there to discuss the details of this accident. Kelly, I'll get you back in here for just a moment. You had mentioned earlier about seeing some of the young people. There was another family that came forward, and they seemed glad to be here, but they didn't want to talk. I did notice some scratches and some injuries of a slight nature.
We saw a few young kids with blood running down their face. You could tell they were bumped. They had bumps and bruises. They appeared to be okay physically. Other than that, just the look on the parents' face when they're running back with their children and saying, you know, they're so thankful that they're okay. That's something that we're not going to forget here.
Okay.
And we're just given word now that we're about 1 minute out from this update where we hope to learn a lot more information on what happened here with this bus crash. We did see throughout the past hour and a half several ambulances coming in and out. We counted at least 4 ambulances backing up, and we are not sure if they had anyone on board or multiple people on board, but I was told about 20 minutes ago that it's taking so long because emergency crews are still tending to the wounded. So
Well, and you know, some may be wondering, why is this taking so long? Why don't they go ahead and tell us what they know? You know, in a situation like this, there are a lot of rumors, and there are, you know, certainly some, these are very important details that they want to get right. So they're making sure that whoever does the speaking has the accurate information, that everyone's on the same page. It's bad enough as it is, but certainly nobody wants to create any unnecessary panic.
And for parents, as we've been seeing a lot of parents run up toward screaming, just wanting to know where their child is, they've kind of set up a little station for parents. They walk up, talk to an officer, then they're told to go down to the next area of roped off caution tape, and then they'll give their name to another officer. If they have that child accounted for, they can either release the child to them and take them out, or they have to stay there and wait for more information. And it
appears as though we're just about ready, so we're going to I suppose hand off the microphone for a moment and go from there.
Is there anybody not ready?
That's okay. Ready.
I'd like to start out by saying that a bus crash involving school children is every public safety professional's worst nightmare, but it's also the thing that we all train for. And you have police, fire, EMS, and our partners out here doing everything they can to rescue victims and support the families of those who've already been treated. Our hearts go out, as well as the hearts of all these people behind me, to the family, the neighborhood, the school, for all of the people involved in this, and we assure you that we're doing everything we can to help everybody be as safe as they can, get the care they need, and get the support they need. Here are the details we know right now, which are very limited, and there will be more information coming as we get it. There was a school bus traveling from Woodmore Elementary down Talley Road towards me in the direction behind me. There were, we believe, 35 children on that school bus, ranging from kindergarten through 5th grade. It was a single vehicle crash. Rescue efforts are ongoing, and I strongly request your patience, both with the scene and with my personnel. We are still actively using specialized techniques and tactics to treat and rescue victims. All of the agencies you see behind me, from the district attorney to THP to TEMA, are working together to help everybody be as safe as they can. We're very fortunate to have a number of counselors and chaplain on staff, and the state has sent in counseling teams from across the state to help the families. 23 patients have been transported to various hospitals. The bus driver of the vehicle involved in the crash is cooperating with police in the investigation. He is in the company of police investigators right now. We're going to give updates as often as we can. You can expect them even if there is no information every half hour. Those updates will come at Woodmore Elementary and only at Woodmore Elementary. There will be no more briefings here. All future briefings will be done at Woodmore Elementary or via social media. We have time for a couple questions, then we have to get back and take care of the people that are taking care of your families. Does anybody have any questions?
Can you confirm if there are any children that have died?
I cannot confirm that. We've had 23 transported to the hospitals, and we're working on rescuing the victims who are here on the scene. As soon as we have that information from our partners at the hospitals, and as soon as the victims' families have been notified, if that's the case, we will let the public know.
Are there any still on board the bus right now?
There are rescue efforts ongoing, yes ma'am.
One more question and we got to go.
Yeah. Any idea how long this driver has been driving this route?
I don't know. Well, the school district, as you can see, is standing behind me. They're working very hard with us to make sure everybody gets information about their loved ones and that everybody gets that kind of feedback. That'll be important in the ongoing investigation, and we'll make sure that you all get that at the appropriate time. Thank you all. Appreciate it.
Thank you.